there's always something, you know what I'm saying? In construction, there's always problems and there's always solutions, and you gotta find workarounds, and you gotta be okay with that and expect that. If I didn't, I would be pulling my hair out all the time every day. But you kind of roll with the punches, man. You start to kind of get used to that. But it has its challenging days, no doubt about it.
Most people think saving money is the answer, but the truth is, saving only gets you to zero. Join Mike and Zach as they flip the script from saving to earning, from zero to unlimited potential. Welcome to Save to Zero.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode number 16 of the Save to Zero podcast. I got my buddy Caleb Harwell here out of Georgia. I know Caleb is older than he looks. I keep calling him a kid, and he's not a kid. He corrected me one time. But to me, he's a kid. He's a great guy. You're going to enjoy this conversation. He is a real estate investor, started out fixing and flipping and holding, and now he is into developing spec homes and commercial, and they're doing some gorgeous stuff. I always watch his stuff on Facebook, and I'm like, man, I wish I lived down there just to buy that house. That's a beautiful flipping house these guys are doing.
Yeah, they really are nice.
Come on down.
So,
yeah. Thank you.
So, Caleb, tell us what you got going on. Just tell us a little bit about your background.
Yeah, that's a good overlay there. Yeah, started off buying and holding. Used to work at a bank based in Georgia, originally from small town, Dublin, Georgia. Shouts out to the hometown, but live in Atlanta now. But yeah, started out working at a bank and doing, started out as a teller, but then worked eventually to lending, and just saw people with rental portfolios. And I was like, man, I'm making $45,000 right here. This guy's making $45,000 every 30 days. I was like, I'm looking at the other guys there. I'm like, don't y'all want to know a little bit more about this? And they're just like, just do the loan, clock out at 5 and go home. And I wanted to know more. So I just kind of started picking those guys' brains, taking them to lunch and dinner, and they were very kind, very great. Some of my first mentors. And that was like 2000 and probably 15. My brother got onto Grant Cardone. We started looking at that. He was living in Atlanta and kept pushing me to get out of banking and lending and get more into real estate. So eventually bought a first house, $54,000 house, put $5,000 into it, was freaking out, thinking, oh man, what if this goes wrong? What's going to happen? And it's so funny looking back now, it's like a third of a cabinet bill that we'll have on a house. But rented that house for $650 and
nice.
Had a low payment and just like barely making like $150 a month. Like, if a hinge fell off a door, I was negative, cash flow. But very young, learning it all, and kept buying more and riding that good timing of real estate. Timing is everything, and very blessed with that. That was outside of my control there, and just good timing. But built up a small portfolio, left there, moved to Atlanta, sold off a few to bridge that gap, took a big leap of faith, left everything I was comfortable and complacent and family and free place to stay, and started renting. And first couple years up here, did a lot of door knocking, worked with my brother. He was flipping houses at the time. I joined in with that with him, got my real estate license to supplement that, right? And also advantageous on the investment side, and played Mr. Realtor for the next 4 or 5 years, which also helped on the investing, but still kept flipping houses, and went from flipping to new construction solely. It's just way easier, more lucrative, and just kind of natural progression. And but yeah, we've man, it's kind of crazy. In some instances, it feels like it's been 15 years, and in some instances, it feels like 2 or 3 years. And but yeah, we do new construction, high end spec homes, anywhere from, we got one coming up at 1.8 million to 3.8 million. I like that for here, 2.4 to $3.5 million spec range. And these are one-off lots in very, very developed, insulated, higher-end neighborhoods. These aren't like I'm going to build 15 homes out in some land outside of town and I hope it works. These are, 85% of the neighborhood's already turned over and there's not much left. And we get lots off market. And that's how we mitigate a lot of the risk, I'd say.
Smart. But love it.
Yeah. Learned a lot, do some commercial stuff, rolled a lot of the funds from that into commercial stuff. We've got a climate controlled storage facility. We've got an apartment deal, talked with you, Mike, about. Got an apartment deal we've got under contract right now. A really cool opportunity, student housing. And man, just all things real estate, learning as we go. Blessed with a lot of great people.
Let me roll back a little bit. You said something that really got my attention. So you're at a bank, you're a teller, you notice that these people are making a boatload of money with rentals, in 1 month making what you're making in a year. And got to ask you, what was inside you that made you actually ask them the question and invite them to lunch or dinner? Because a lot of people will see that and they get in their own head that this person is above me, I can't talk to them, they have all this money, and so on and so forth. What was it in your head that made you say, hey, I'm going to ask him a question? And if he says no, he says no. If he says yes, then I'm going to buy him a dinner and I'm going to learn.
Man, I think there probably was a part of me that thought, man, this guy makes a lot more money. I'm just a little peon. Why would he give me the time? But even to this day, dude, I don't care. If I see a shot and an opening, I'm going for it. Like at the end of the day, we're all going to die, go for it. I mean, like what's the worst that can happen? You get embarrassed and you hurt your ego a little bit. That might be good for you,
I was going to say, it probably didn't hurt that you were their loan officer too, right, on some of these deals. So didn't they need something from you? So maybe they were incentivized to say yes.
Hey, dude, regulatory guys out there was nothing that went on like that. No, no, you're right. Yeah. And I will say to these guys, to the positive of them, these two individuals, really cool guys, really down to earth and like very nice. And it's a small town. Everybody knows everybody. I mean, they knew my family. I've known their family for decades. And so it was an easy thing, man. It wasn't like a big thing on my part. So,
okay.
But I was intrigued, man. I had not really been privy to seeing people making that kind of money. And to me at that time, I was like, man, $50K a month. Like they weren't just like netting that, right? I'm not sure. Talking about like, but I was like, wow, man, that's unique, especially in this market, in this town, in this socioeconomic area. Like $50K a month was pretty impressive.
Sure. So you started in single family. How did you get trained on that? Is that through mentors? Did you join a mastermind? Did you YouTube it? How did you get your education on it?
All of the above. My brother really pushed me to follow Grant Cardone, and as polarizing as he is, some people love him, some people hate him. He definitely helped me just think larger, bigger. I started reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Mark Ferguson's rental portfolio books. I followed him, got into mastermind groups, mentors like those two individuals. And I would call and just, if they would give me the time, I would ask questions and just learn. YouTube. I would say books were huge, podcasts were huge, and started eventually going to like these 10X GrowthCon conferences and listening to other guys and networking and just going, man. And then also too, just kind of figuring out, like in the beginning, I wasn't as close in a lot of masterminds, and you make a lot of mistakes and you either quickly realize or you don't, and you get kicked in the butt several times over and over. But sometimes it happens anyways. But yeah, I mean, all of the above. I just grabbed everything at my hands. I didn't finish college. I tried college, but I dropped out and wasn't my path. But it's never a big fan of school and doing all that stuff. So I like learning in the field.
Yeah, I know for me, I like going to masterminds because what happens is you get around other people who can push you and you see where they are and you're like, well, wait a minute. She's not any smarter than me. He's not any smarter than me. if they can do it, it's just a matter of they have the directions, they have the path, and they're just going to follow this map and they're going to go there. Well, hell, give me the map. I know how to work. I'm not afraid to work. So let me follow the map. This isn't rocket science.
Yeah.
And you learn from
Absolutely.
their mistakes too. Like a lot of people are more than willing to explain the things they wish they did differently. And so you're getting their map and the stuff they wish they knew.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, they tell you how to get
Yeah.
around the landmines. That's cool.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the whole thing, man. Is I think a big thing, right? People like to talk about themselves, and so like in general. And so if you can get someone to open up and express and explain, they love that. And the mentoring side, I've done some mentoring with some people, and it's cool, man. Like you got to help others as you were helped, and when you start giving back like that, it's enjoyable. And like you said, yeah, you help them avoid the landmines and they help me avoid that, and it expedites the goal, the financial or the life goal timeline, right? Like instead of spending 10 years or 7 years, I can spend 3 or 5 years and get to here, and
Yep.
that's huge, man.
Absolutely. So what made you go into the specs? What was the progression there? Meaning, like, you were in the single family for 3 years and then you went to the specs. How long have you been in the specs, and how was that? Learning how to deal with the building department and everything that's involved with that.
So again, credit to my brother. He was already doing the fix and flips here in Atlanta, like buying a $350,000 or $300,000 house, putting 40 to 60K in it, and then selling it for 480 or whatever, like something like that roughly. And I was being Mr. Realtor, trying to find him like deals and stuff like that, and also being a part of that as a investor on the backside of that, taking some of those proceeds from those rental houses I had sold off and just putting it into that, and then just watching and like, hey, let's go over the expense sheet. What'd you spend here? Okay, your framing was this, paint was that. Okay, like learning, and we got in contact or got met through our network of agents, guys who were doing new construction, and this agent was like, hey, y'all should link up with this guy, and he's a builder, he does a lot of builds, and y'all come from the financing side and banking, the investment, you've got some capital, come together with this builder. And so we did, and we did several with a few different builders, and we did several different structures on different ways to do these builds. And so that was kind of how it was. Is my brother's got a degree in financing and accounting, and I come from the banking side, right? And so we have great relationships with a lot of community banks in Georgia, and mainly middle Georgia, getting more around Atlanta. But we brought that to the table, the capital, the banking relationships, how to negotiate with bankers, and hey, we need this or that off origination, or we want this kind of term, or whatever it may be. And so that's how we naturally got into that. And then from there, just doing more and more new construction and realizing, oh man, we can really go fast. It's more lucrative. It's easier. I know the permitting and all that on the front end can be more time sensitive, but the just, man, you work with a lot of fix and flips. You got to work within the confinement of the old home, and it can easily be done. And I still do a few of those on the side that I'll buy and hold. I don't sell them, but yeah, just naturally progressed there. And then the dollar figure got higher and higher, and this 15 or 20% or 30% at 600 or 800,000 is totally different than 3 million, and so obviously that starts to compress as the dollar figure goes up. But yeah, I mean, that was kind of the natural progression there.
So when you're building now, you said that you came together with the builders. Do you have builders that you work with, or do you guys have project managers on staff and you're actually managing the whole build from the dirt work all the way up?
Great question. So worked with several different builders. We were just the money for years, and we obviously were overseeing expenses and costs, and we had budgets. And where the investors and the money guys are really good, right, on the numbers side, the builders may not be as good. And so we saw, oh man, we got to tighten up here or there. We eventually came to the place of where we were paying a builder a per build fee, and we're doing 5 or 6 a year. and the fee we were paying him, I was looking at my brothers like, man, we could just hire somebody on salary and save a chunk of money, right? And then we have them in-house, we have control.
Yep.
So we naturally did that. And we got an office right here by our house and hired a builder. And we're like, all right, let's go. We got this. We had 6 projects about to take off. The builder sat around earning a paycheck every 2 weeks for about 4 or 5 months, as we had a lot of permitting on several projects starting, and we were kind of still finalizing some financing on those. Right before we took off on all those, he gave us 2 weeks notice, and I was like, man, I said,
I saw where you were going with that. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, this isn't going to end well. I can see he's about to hit a wall.
man, it was. I just had my only son, my new child, and I was like, man, what are we about to do? We've got all these projects. We've got commercial projects we're still working on. I've got personal rental stuff I'm still doing. Like, it's just a lot going on. I said, you know what? When he told me that, there was something that kind of came over me. I mean, I'm a man of faith. I believe in God. I believe there's a creator behind all of this. And I don't know, man. Honestly, when he told me, I was shocked, but I was just like, all right, let's go. Let's figure. Like, dude, I felt pretty light about it. I was like, okay. And I remember calling Corey. I was like, hey, I was like, so and so just left. Just gave us his 2 weeks. He's like, what? So I say all that to say we are now 100% doing everything. And honestly, coming from just the investment side to now handling every sub, knowing way more about what we're doing, I really like it. And it mitigates even further waste, cost, better budgeting, everything. And so I would say once we get through, we got 6 projects going now. We're about to sell 2. Once we sell probably the 3 of these 6 we're going to hire a project manager. I've been building out a system throughout this whole time. Hey, day 1 when we close, here's what you do. You do A, B, C, D, all that. I'm building the whole chronological thing of, I want like an 8th grader to be able to pull up a Word document and follow and be able to build these houses, to a degree.
Brilliant.
And then call me and Corey on the high level stuff. So building out systems now, learning way more. I like it. I mean, I like throwing on a pair of boots, getting out there, getting dirty. Is that where scale is? No, but it's okay. I want to know the fine details of what I'm doing. It's only going to make us better. So, a little bit of a speed bump, but I think it's also just going to be a great thing long term. So we are the builders right now, and then we'll have a project manager come in, and then our next hire will be probably a lady in the office to do procurement, budgeting, and different like paperwork, office work stuff. We already should have a VA doing a lot of that, but I have a tough time delegating, and it's a blessing and a curse. A lot of times it's a curse, but I don't know, man. We'll get there.
No, I understand. I do the same thing. I tend to mule stuff, and you can't be the mule. You got to give it out. And I had skimmed over the book a couple times, but I just finished Dan Martell's Buy Back Your Time. And now I'm reading Who to Do the How. I think that's it. Who, Not How. And I'm really focused on those. And once I read it, I came back to my assistant and I said, okay, listen, read these 2 pages here. This is what's going to happen. I'm not holding your hand anymore. I'm going to give you the goal and give you the tools to reach your goal. If you have questions, ask me as we go along, but I expect you to problem solve. And I'll pay you more money, but I'm not doing this stuff anymore. And she's grabbing it, and there are going to be hiccups along the way, but that's how I'm doing it from now on. And I kick myself because when I had my construction company, my best project manager, I was reviewing all of his estimates. And this is a guy who had built multiple houses, but he's new. I'm going to check his estimates. After about 60 days, he said, okay, listen, we have 2 choices. You either need to stop looking at my estimates, or I'm going to quit because I'm not doing this anymore. I said, well, what do you mean? He said, I know how to build. Anything you're giving me is minor compared to the amount of time it's slowing this stuff down. I got to go. I got subs lined up, and you're looking at the estimate. We're going back and forth with the adjuster. Ultimately, it's a pool of money. I'll get it done and we'll get it on budget. That's all you need to worry about. Like, okay. And I let him go, and he was my best project manager. He didn't want to be involved. So that goes along with the who, not how, is buy back your time. Both of them the same premise that you hire good people and get out of their way.
Yes.
And it's so easy to fall into this only takes 10 minutes to do. Yeah, but you do it once a week. It's 10 minutes. It's going to take me an hour to show someone how to do it. Yeah, but then multiply that by 6 months or a year, and then you realize how much time you've spent, and you still haven't trained the person how to do it.
Guilty.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think
guilty.
everyone is. Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us about commercial. What do you got going on in commercial?
So commercial, we've got a climate-controlled storage facility. I'm really proud of that. It is in our hometown of Dublin, and we got brought into that deal by two other partners. They had just sold a storage facility to a guy in Milledgeville, Georgia, and they had this opportunity under contract. It's at the end of a shopping center, like a Kmart shopping center. Was a mixed-use facility, like putt-putt, gymnastics, whatever, a gym.
Yeah,
about 50,000 square feet. And they knew, again, through network, and they said, hey, here, the Harwell brothers, Corey and Caleb, they have really good banking relationships, know-how there. We know the storage. Let's bring them in. They wanted to scale and do 2 or 3 or 4. And so we came involved there. They handled all of the, gutting the whole thing, watching over the construction, etc. I don't take any credit for that. Those guys did an amazing job. That took us about a year, maybe a year and 2 months to get it completely turnkey rolling. And man, it's great. We're 90+% occupied. That fluctuates here and there. And but it's turned out really great. It's a really nice facility, really great product. We keep it very clean. It's climate controlled. Me and my brother bought out one of the partners. So now we have the super majority. There's still one of the partners remaining, but love it. No tenants, no toilets, just their stuff, and I like it. I like storage, man. I want to do more of it. We're looking at other markets. Those other partners, they have 2 other facilities that they did, and we're talking with them about some other stuff possibly in the future. But yeah, great there. My brother's got student housing in a college town here in Georgia. He's had that for about 5 years now. We got another one under contract right now. I think it's a really good opportunity. Same market. We already have in-house management on the ground there. And so, kind of going to be a plug and play type thing. It's a little bit larger of an asset for us, but excited for that. We have a cabin up in North Georgia. I don't know if I'd call it it's a short-term rental cabin. It's a family cabin that we have, but it's me and my brothers now, and we do short-term rentals through a management company, very hands-off. I don't know if you call that commercial, maybe, but it's a residential house. But we've done some land stuff. We've looked at some stuff with D.R. Horton on land banking. We almost did one deal like that, but ended up passing on that. Kind of glad we did based on the last 18 months of track builders. But yeah, I mean, we're always looking and learning, man. All things real estate. I don't do Airbnb arbitrage or stuff like that. I don't. I try to stick to my circle of competence, and then we naturally grow. And I'm not a big fan of let me just buy this random apartment complex in Louisiana or wherever. I want to be there, or I want to at least be very familiar with it. I want to be able to put boots on the ground and know it quite well. Maybe that hurts me in the long run. I don't know, but at least for now, that's where we are. But yeah, so trying to use the high-end spec building as the capital generator, and then we roll that into buy and hold forever commercial real estate that hopefully will be here, multi-generational type assets. Good depreciation, great cash flow.
So have you got timelines built out? between you and your brother as to where you want to be at a certain time, say in 1, 3, and 5 years, in terms of we'd like to own, this much in commercial, this much, we want to be doing this many builds? Do you go that far down?
We have it on the commercial side. I think we have on the residential spec side because I think we can kind of extrapolate and underwrite that a little bit more directly. The commercial thing, we both just know we want to get more exposure there. And, the storage deal, the apartment deals, those have kind of naturally come to us through different bankers or people we know or networks. And as they come, we'll definitely go. And if all of a sudden it's a year and a half or 2 years and we've got a lot of capital built up from the residential side and we haven't acquired anything commercial, then we're going to be very aggressive on looking or like trying to develop or find something on the commercial side. I mean, there's not a metric or a number we're trying to hit per se, I guess, on that. I just know I would like more of that going forward, as well as something with maybe like a business, like a small business or like the blue collar business with Kevin, good friend Kevin Marin, Blue Collar Millionaire. I would like to get more exposure into that. And because that's steady, consistent cash flow, potentially a big exit at some point. I'm actually having dinner with him tomorrow night. But I would like to get something like that because I'm so heavily invested in real estate. I kind of want to hedge more of that. I've got some insurance products and stuff like that, but I would like to hedge a little bit of that for sure into something maybe like a blue collar business because I come from a very blue collar town. I know how to chop it up with those guys pretty easily. I like those very hardworking backbone of America type people. But yeah, not a specific number or asset, that we're trying to hit there on the commercial side. But
okay. So as far as the blue collar, do you have a specific trade that you're interested in, or are you pretty much open to, a profitable business?
I'm open, man. As you know, like that windshield business, as you may know, the windshield business Kevin has out of a town not far from my hometown, which kind of blew my mind. Who would have thought that's such a great business? And I wouldn't have been thinking, let's look at the windshield business,
It's amazing, these blue collar businesses that people start. You like something as simple seemingly as windshields and people are doing super well in them.
It's wild. Yeah. Kevin took his gutter business model that was across the nation, and he implemented that, which was a major key into that situation. Otherwise the scale wouldn't have been there. But no, I mean, Mike, not particularly, HVAC, plumbing, windshield, we had dinner with a guy who was cleaning commercial buildings with drones, drone cleaning, whatever it may be.
Interesting.
It's literally like a huge drone with a big hose and a duct tape and a pressure washer to it, essentially. Obviously it's mounted, but spraying these big buildings. And dude, it's a great business. I mean, he had really good numbers, a lot of good upside, and pool cleaning, whatever it may be. I'm not going to limit it to anything. Again, Kevin being kind of a mentor there for me on that. That's his area. He's got the Blue Collar Millionaire group and it's done well. And I think he gets a lot of good exposure and insight and deal flow with that. It's intriguing.
In terms of the self-storage, you know Alex Pardo out of Miami?
No, I do not.
Okay, he was a single family guy, and he has in the last couple of years moved into self-storage. And I know that he is actually teaching it. And what we'll have to do is just make a connection for you guys, and you guys take it from there. But he's a very solid guy. I don't know if I just said this, but we've had him on the podcast. He's part of a mastermind that we're in. He's a really good guy. I think you guys would connect. He's a serious operator. He's not messing around. He's not going to take advantage of any situation. Solid guy. So when we get off here, we'll make the connection for you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I would love that for sure. Appreciate that.
Good guy. So tell us, I know that, well, actually, let me ask. You said that you've got the 6 and you just had the baby. So you guys have just gone off not too long ago on your own without the builders. Is that right? How long ago was it?
I guess I had my child for just a little bit. So we hired him in December of 24.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I had just had my child November, and then he left us in April of 25. So yeah, he wasn't about a 6 month, 5 month old there, but yeah, not. It's all still very new, very fresh.
Sure. Wow. So you're not too far into this, and you seem pretty calm and relaxed about the whole thing.
Well,
No,
that's
seriously.
because we're sitting here just talking now. No, it's every day. I mean, I'm sure if you guys have seen on the lending side, right? There's always something. You know what I'm saying? In construction, there's always problems and
Always.
there's always solutions, and you gotta find workarounds, and you gotta be okay with that and expect that. If I didn't, I would be pulling my hair out all the time every day. But you kind of roll with the punches, man. You start to kind of get used to that. But yeah, it has its challenging days, no doubt about it.
Well, I got to tell you, that's one of the things that I think that would be appealing to me building spec houses versus when I was in the restoration industry when you've got somebody in the house, because they don't understand all the parts and pieces and they expect it to just come together. And what they'll do is you'll show up, your drywaller shows up, and the person says, "Oh, I forgot you were coming today. Can you come tomorrow?" No, he has another job tomorrow. He has jobs for the next 2 weeks. If he doesn't do it today, it's going to be 2 weeks before he can get back into there. And now you've thrown off all the other trades that are coming behind him. This is a schedule that we have set up. Well, I don't feel like having him come today. We'll just have to figure it out. And then you get your review and they say, well, it took too long to finish the job.
Yeah, what do you want me to do? Come on.
Yeah. What do you expect? Yeah.
I'm putting a puzzle together here and you wouldn't let me put it together and you kept one of the pieces and you don't understand. And it drove me batty. Yeah, I'm having stress just thinking about it. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's nice you don't have the clients with the spec build that want all the customizations and then, the drywall all goes up and now they want to move a room around or something like that. Like, it's a little late for that.
Yeah.
Man, yeah. It's funny. That one of the houses I'm building now, I was almost about to drywall. I just finished most of the framing and all the rough electrical and plumbing and all that, and had a neighbor a couple doors over, and they came and they were like, "Hey, we love this house." Literally like 3 houses over. And I was like, okay. And they're like, would you be interested in, talking about selling? And I was like, okay, I'll entertain it. And again, in life, we're always learning. And I was like, all right, well, they kind of told me what they wanted and like, hey, we want a pool, want to finish the basement, this, and that, and the other. I was like, all right, got to a number. And they were like, sure, we'll do that. And I was like, okay, great. So there I was thinking, man, I got this locked in. I know my return. You're right. I know 85 to 90% of the remaining numbers on this. Some of those things I can't pinpoint down just yet, but it was so stressful. I had to finish this house out on paper to the T as best I could to try to negotiate with them, right, and to get this deal. But I learned quickly, man. They want to change this. They want to change that. Hey, I thought you were going to rockle everything, but I want to stay at the number. And well, hey, that earnest money we talked about it, can we cut that in half and then we'll chop up the rest over the next? And dude, it all started, the walls started closing in. And thankfully I had not signed anything with them, but I had started doing a lot of the changes, like finishing the basement and all that, which was money. But I was like, I finally told us, the guys, I'm sorry, you guys are great people. And I know you love this house and you're so excited. It was one of the toughest phone calls. The wife was so unhappy with me, and I completely understand. But I was like, guys, I got to let you go. This is it. I'm sorry. Like, it'll be here when it's done and y'all can come by it. But I can't do it because I don't have a back office team. I don't have like templates for all these selections. It's just me, man. And they live across the street. They had no agent. It was them walking over there every day. Like, no, the stress, I don't care if I made an extra $200,000, dude, the stress isn't worth it. Stress was not worth it. So I had to kick them. So yeah, for the foreseeable future, never say never. I will not be doing custom houses for a long time, if ever. But yeah, no, I like the freedom. I like to be able to go and make decisions. I don't want to run it across anybody. That was a lesson learned though.
But at the same time, you obviously got to build a product that people want. So if you don't have, a client guiding what you're building, how are you guys figuring out what you should build on a given piece of land?
Great question. So we work with 2 or 3 of the top agents in our area. Me as well, having a license as an agent, I work with a lot of buyers and sellers, and I get to hear directly what the market's looking for. And one of the agents we work with, she's the top agent for this area. She strictly is like in new construction. So we know what's trending, what's hot, what people are looking for. Oh, we want more pantries now, or a larger prep kitchen, or hey, I want a cold plunge and a sauna in my basement, or all that stuff. We start to can bring that in, and that helps us with that. Yes, because otherwise it would just, you'd probably be like, oh, well, I like this. And it's like, no, it's not what I like. It's what the market wants and what the market likes. So yeah, I try to stay out of the way really on that. And we have designers too. I have designers that come in, they put all the design specs together, and they kind of work together with that top agent. And so, yeah, I want to stay what's on trend. I want it to sell fast. I want to have little unique aspects of it. I want to do very nice stuff. So yeah, that's a great question though.
Brilliant.
That's smart.
Great idea.
And you said you're building like median, or actually, that's my question. You're building in already established neighborhoods. You're not doing a tract of 20 houses out in the middle of nowhere. So what's the price point of your houses compared to the houses around? Are you at the top? Are you in the middle?
Try to stay just below the top, ideally.
Okay.
One of these I'm about to find out the top probably, but that's okay. No, so I hope so. I mean, I kind of overbuilt. It was going to be my personal home, and I ended up changing gears, and we're in a great house now. It's just me, my wife, and a 15-month-old. I actually sat down with a mentor of mine, and he was like, okay, let's Caleb A and Caleb B. Caleb A moves into this house. Here's what Caleb A looks like on all his numbers and his metrics and his timeline. Here's Caleb B, who doesn't move into that house and who sells that house. And here's what he looks like on his timeline and his metrics. And I was like, okay, Caleb B gets to his financial goals a lot quicker. Caleb A is stressed out but has a really cool house and triples his expenses. I'll take Caleb B. So
fair enough.
Got a little ahead of myself, got excited because we build houses. I knew I'd have great equity, and I was like, dude, I'll just build this house and live in it. But yeah, I've decided to sell it. And I say all that to say I designed that for me, and it was very custom, very high end, 12-foot ceilings, 4-sided brick, nearly 8,000 square feet. It's really big.
Oof.
So I'm selling it now. So it's a higher end spec. It's like a custom kind of spec. So we'll see what that looks like. But that's going to be, I'm going to list it for probably like 3.4 to 3.5. And most in that neighborhood, the specs are anywhere from like this caliber of home. They're around like 3.25 to 3.45, So, I mean, we'll see. But there's houses in there, really bad lots, new construction, maybe 1.4, but really bad lots.
Okay.
We've got one in that same neighborhood for 2.6 that's coming up, 2.7.
So I'm going to switch gears completely on you now. I know that we first connected because you're my travel brother from another mother. Tell me about your travels. You got any big stuff planned coming up?
Man, I wish I had more. Having a child and losing the builder and like having to jump into all that has really put the travel on pause. But man, Mike, I'm itching. Me and my wife got married, and then we traveled all around Italy for our honeymoon.
Yep.
And then the next year we did London, Paris, and Switzerland. Really loved Switzerland. And man, that was like those Italy and Europe and all that was like my first experience of traveling in Europe. We've been to the Bahamas, but so man, I was like, dude, I want to do more of this. This is way cooler to me than a Ferrari or a Rolex or whatever. Like, I want experiences. I want moments, I want different cultures, different foods, but no, I don't have anything. What's on our bucket list right now is Scotland and maybe Ireland. We've been talking about that.
Okay.
I would like to go to Amsterdam too, if I could kind of circle all that in.
Yep.
I sell 2 or 3 of these houses and get through what I like to call the trenches right now. I'm going to go over to Europe for about a month with her and with my son.
Good for you.
And turn my phone off. So that's the goal. But man, Mike, you go to some killer places.
That's the real luxury, though, is being able to turn your phone off. A lot of people do trips like that and they can't. That's the luxury.
Yeah. I don't, man. When I used to be the real estate agent thing, really stressful in my relationship is just you're always on the phone, man. You can't turn it off. I think, like you said, the ultimate success when I really make it, I want to get a flip phone that has like nothing else on it, and I'm gonna get a new number, and like only a handful of people can get a hold of me, and I can turn it off for 2 weeks if I want to, man. And if someone really really needs me, they'll call my flip phone. I'll just limit my minutes, even give me like 100 minutes a month or something. That would be like the best, just take my family and be off the grid. But
with my lending business, I took on a partner, and he thinks I took it on because he's smart and knows all these people. But in reality, I'm going away in May, and I'm hoping not to turn on my phone. And
it's going to work both ways, Mike.
We'll see how that goes. That way I'll know if I have the right partner or not, if I need to move on.
Zach, he's gonna be leaning on you, man. Mike, you got to get out there and do your scuba diving or whatever it is, skydiving, biking through some hills, whatever, man. You gotta.
Well,
that's what the partner's all about, right?
This will be a test. But when you go to Switzerland, I know Matt Loop has been there multiple times. Yeah. I've been there a couple times. Zach, you've been there as well.
In school, when I was in college, I lived there for 2 months.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we'll definitely be able to give you some information on where to go. But to me, Switzerland, it doesn't matter. You can go anywhere in Switzerland, and it's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
And it's clean, and the trains are on time. If they tell you it's coming at 4:02, that damn train shows up at 4:02.
And if it's 4:03, people start getting irritated. And one of my friends who lives there said that her husband or whatever left his wallet on the train, and he went back like 3 days later, and it was still there. Just grabbed it.
Man. Yeah.
Just a beautiful place. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, that's exciting.
I'm going to let you know right now, Caleb, because you do all of this food porn all the time. And I see all these photos of food, and I look at it, and I gain weight by looking at the food. And you're chowing down, you don't gain any weight. So since I'm going on vacation in May, I'm going to send you photos of we're going to Serbia and Romania, was it Bulgaria, Northern Macedonia, and then I think it's Armenia is the last one. So what I'm going to do is every time I do a post, I'm going to tag you so you can see it. And now you know how I feel every time you do a food post. How's that?
Hey, I like that. Please do, dude. Me and my wife are huge foodies, man. So yeah, please share where you go and what you do and what you eat. Cause if it looks really, really good, I'm going to say, Jenny, we got to add this to our list. I got to go over and try this. Look at what Mike's eating across the world over here. It's good, dude.
Cool. So, Caleb, if people want to get a hold of you, and we'll put it down in the show notes, we know that you give your phone out to everybody now. This is pre-flip phone days. What's the best way for people to get a hold of you?
Man, I would say Instagram. I mean, Facebook too, but I really put a lot of time and effort into my Instagram, and that's at Caleb_Harwell, HARWELL. But I don't really have any other big handles. I'm not big on X or Twitter or whatever. I don't really do anything there. But Facebook or Instagram. And if you got my number, call me, or text me. But
okay,
yeah, man, really appreciate this.
Fantastic, man. This has been a lot of fun. I knew it was going to be a lot of fun. And Zach and I, we've got to have you put this aside now. Zach and I will be down in Atlanta in August. Yeah. So we'll have to get together. We can invite your brother Corey as well. And we'll see if we let Mr. Marin in the room or not, if we decide we want him in there.
Yeah, we'll see.
He eats a lot. He always tries to jump out, walk out on the bill and stuff. So
yeah, Kevin, I tell you what, that boy is sneaky. He'll just slide out on the check. I don't know what's wrong with him.
Well, he's from New Jersey originally. He's one of those East Coast guys. You got to be, Northeast. You got to be careful of those guys. It's like the guys in New Hampshire. You just got to look out.
Okay.
Yeah. Right before the check comes, I got to run to the restroom, and then you never see him again.
And sorry, I had to skip out. I got a phone call. Sorry, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Man, no, definitely. Yeah, y'all let me know what time in August. I'd love to. I enjoy it every time for sure.
Fantastic. All right, guys. Episode number 16 in the books. Appreciate you listening in. Hopefully you got something from it. And, save to zero. Keep going. You can live infinitely. You can grow infinitely. But all you can do is save to zero. All right. That's it. Signing out. Later.
Thanks, Caleb.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.